Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And once again, thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I truly, truly appreciate it. So, last week, I wasn't here, right? Told you guys I might miss last week. You know, I celebrated my birthday the weekend before that and, you know, half the week and whatnot, so I might not be here last week. So I was not here last week. There was a lot of things going on last week. My kids playing soccer, opening day for baseball, so we had a lot of things going on, and that's going to continue for the next few weeks, but I promise to be here as much as possible. So you guys come back, check in every week to see if the 800 Credit Score Man Show is here, but most likely, 99 times out of 100, the 800 Credit Score Man Show is going to be right here at 1:30 Central Time, 2:30 East Coast, and it's 11:30 a.m. on the West Coast when we come on. But you know, you can catch the show on demand 24/7 at a lot of places. So if you listen to the show on iHeartRadio, or if you listen to it on Spotify, or on iTunes, or you try to go catch it on YouTube, you can listen to the show anytime that you want to, and all of the old shows. I think today's show might be number 119 or 120. So you guys can go catch the show any and everywhere, binge, listen to it if you want to. Whatever it is, there's no excuse, no place that you can't get or listen to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. And if you have an iPhone, you can get the app. So, yes, there's an 800 Credit Score Man Show app. If you just put in 800 Credit Score Man in your app store, if you have an iPhone, then you'll be able to download it, of course, for free. So you guys go get that, or you can listen to it on Spreaker.com. Spreaker actually hosts the show. That's the place where I go, where all of my things are set up in there. They actually host the show. You can go there. You can follow me there as well. I'm going to do a chat one of these days, and if you're going to want to chat with me, you need to go to Spreaker.com to be able to chat with me while the show is going on. So make sure you go to Spreaker. That's SPREAKER.com. Fill out your little profile and follow me there. You'll also get notifications when the show airs as well. And follow me on all of my social media. So 800 Credit Score Man page on Facebook, on Instagram, 800 Credit Score Man on Twitter, at Credit Score _Man on Twitter. So follow me at those places too, and we can interact all during the week and whatnot. You can send me questions there. We can have some back and forth, and you can see the things that I post during the week as well. So, hey, again, thank you guys for coming in and listening to the show. Today, we're going to talk about where do I start? So where do I start? I feel like a preacher when I said that. Where do I start? So a lot of people are saying, yes, I got issues with my credit. They may listen to the show. They may start to look at their credit and get discouraged because they just don't know where to start. It could be good or bad or indifferent, or actually could be better than they actually think that it is. And they may not have a lot of issues on their credit. And then other folks think that all my credit isn't that bad and it's really bad. So depends on where you are. So today we're going to talk about where do I start. I'm going to tell you where you should go to start to work on your credit. So some of these things may not pertain to you exactly, but you get in where you fit in, okay? Go ahead, get in where you fit in on some of these things. I'm going to start off, of course, I'm going to do some shout-outs right quick. So I'm going to shout out Keely Hobson first. She turned 18 earlier in the week, so I've got to say happy birthday to Akili. Welcome to adulthood. You're 18 now. I'm sure you'll always be your mama's little girl, but you are 18 now. Welcome to adulthood, Akili Hobson. Let me give a shout out to Taylor King. Of course, it's not a show without a king getting a shout out. Taylor, my cousin, celebrates her birthday. My little cousin celebrates her birthday on tomorrow. And she's a grown woman, but she's younger than me, so she's my little cousin. And I got to give a shout-out to Ernestine West. She celebrated her birthday, and her shout-out would have been last week. So I got to give Ernestine a happy birthday shout-out as well. And I'm going to do these three guys together because they are not related necessarily, but they are brothers in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and two of them celebrate their birthday on the same day. So on the 23rd of April, Jason Townsend and Charles Madewell celebrated their birthdays on the same day, and Andre Collins, the third of these three people I'm talking about that are truly, truly brothers in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, he celebrated his birthday on the 25th of the month. So happy birthday to all three of you guys, Jason Townsend, Charles Madewell, and Andre Collins. I'm going to give this last shout out, and we're going to get this show rolling. I got it. Well, not the last one for the day, but for right now. Miles King. Yes, another one of my relatives. Now my little cousin, and he's actually bigger than me, but I'm older. Miles celebrated his birthday as well. So happy birthday to you, Miles King. Okay, so where do I start? So like I said before, it depends on where you are. But we're going to go through some things in this show, and you really do have to get in where you fit in. There's a saying that says, chew the meat and spit out the bones. So if it doesn't pertain to you, then you let that one go to the side. If you got a perfect payment history, then don't worry about what I say about payment history. Catch all of the other things that I'm talking about, whatever fits your mode. So the first thing I want to tell you guys to do, if you're going to start working on your credit, you're finna start working on your credit score comeback, right? It was started out good, and then it started to go down a little bit. So you're going to work on this comeback, right? You can also join that Facebook group. Now that I think about it, join that Facebook group called Credit Score Comeback. Join that Facebook group. It's something I created a few years ago. So the first thing you need to do is actually get your credit report. Now, you've got to get your credit report, and it doesn't matter where you get it from. It really doesn't matter, just as long as you get it. So it doesn't matter if you're going to get it from a place like Credit Karma, or if you're going to get it from a place like www.annualcreditreport.com, the free one that you get every year or every 12 months, really on a rolling basis, from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. But you've got to go get that credit report. That's where you're going to find out all of your information, what's on there, what's not on there, how good or how bad you're doing and whatnot when it comes to your credit report. So make sure you go get your credit report. Now, I'm not an advocate for buying things that are readily free any and everywhere. So yes, there are places where you can go buy your credit report, and oftentimes people think that if you pay for it, it's better, or if it costs more, then it's actually better than something that wouldn't cost as much. And that's not necessarily the case. And it's certainly not the case when it comes to your credit report. So like I said, it doesn't matter if you get it from Credit Karma, annualcreditreport.com, Quizzle, Credit Sesame, wherever you get it from, that information is going to be the same that's on your actual credit report. And you can go directly to the credit bureaus to get your credit report too. It's going to cost you there, but you can go directly to TransUnion. You can go directly to Experian.com, directly to Equifax.com, and you can get your credit reports from them as well. But you just go get that credit report. So it doesn't matter where it is. You just go ahead and you get it. So let's do this. Number two, the second thing that you want to do, you want to, since often credit is seen in a negative light, a negative connotation, simply because you may have a lower credit score, so you see it as negative, or you've had some issues in the past. Maybe you've come back from them. But so let's look at the positive first then. Let's look at that. When you get that credit report, I want you to go through it and pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back for paying this or paying that particular account on time, and skip over all the problems for right now. Any problem account that you have on there, just glide over those and look at the positives so you can pat yourself on the back. There's got to be, or most of the time, there's some positive on your credit report. If you don't, like I said, chew the meat and spit out the bones on this one, right? So you want to do that. Go through that, pat yourself on the back, say, hey, I paid this account good. I got 100% payment history on it. Even if you just miss one payment on it or just two payments, but it's one of your better accounts, give yourself some credit for doing so. You need to do that. I think you need to celebrate yourself sometimes. I think we all need to do that sometimes. So do that. And then now what you're going to do. So while we're here and we're talking about this, I want you to do this when you're looking at your credit report. I want you to look at your inquiries. And why are we saying look at your inquiries? You want to make sure that you recognize, because the inquiries is one of the 5 pillars of credit. Speaking of 5 pillars of credit, go get it on Amazon. Only $3. I just mentioned that people think that things that cost more are better for you. $3. That's inexpensive. You don't have to wait for payday or Friday to go get that ebook. Go get the ebook on Amazon. $3, 5 pillars of credit. So inquiries are one of those 5 pillars of credit, and you want to utilize those 5 pillars in the best light for you. So since inquiries are one of them, let's start. Let's do something with your inquiries right here. So you want to make sure that you recognize the companies that have pulled your credit. So go ahead and take a look at all of them. If it's just 2 or 3, great. If it's 15, 16, 20, 30 of them, then you need to look through all of them and make sure you kind of know who they are. Now, here's the thing. Do not freak out. Do not freak out if there are 10 or 15 of them that look like they came from a car dealership when you actually know that you were out shopping for a car. Now, you may have only shopped at one place, but it has 15 or 20 different inquiries on your credit report. Don't freak out about that. And you should know why. If you don't know why, first of all, get 5 pillars of credit, and it'll tell you why, but I'll tell you why in a second as well. Don't freak out if you have applied for furniture somewhere or maybe even jewelry somewhere at a retailer. Retailers often have more than one source. So they may have multiple sources as well when you're trying to get approved to get that new furniture set or to buy that ring or charm or bracelet or whatever it is. They may have more than one person, more than one company to get you approved. So sometimes if the first one doesn't approve you, they'll send you to the second one. Retailers typically are not like, they're not like car dealerships where they have, 20 different places where they can send it, but they might have 1 or 2. They have their primary, the places they always send it to. You will get a nice looking shiny credit card from them that has the company's name on it and stuff like that. And then they may have a secondary that they don't have a formal relationship right now, but they send them if they have issues. They might send your credit to them as well. So don't freak out about things of that nature. Now, unlike searching for that vehicle or when you're searching for a mortgage, each one of those inquiries will count against you. So you will get deemed, if you will, those points because you had multiple inquiries when you went to the furniture place or the jewelry place from our example. However, don't freak out about them. Don't freak out about those inquiries at all. Yes, they did impact your score. But you need to look at them. And the reason that you're looking at them, you're going to make sure that, you kind of recognize all of them. Or if they show all the same day and it's at the car dealership, then that's what happened. The car dealership ran your credit a bunch of times trying to get you approved or trying to get you the best deal out there. So it could be either way. They could really be trying, like you could have gotten denied by 5 places. So they sent you to the 6th place. Or you could have gotten approved by several places, but that interest rate was at 10%. And that conversation you had with that salesperson, he knew that you would not take that car at 10%. So they ran it again somewhere else. And then maybe they came back at 5%, 6%, 8% for you or whatever it is. All right. So caution you not to freak out about those things. So then while you're in this area of the report and you're looking at the inquiries, this is the very first place you want to go when you're looking for fraud. So if you think that somebody got in your credit at all, the first place you want to go, whether it's because you heard that XYZ company got hacked or whatever it is, or you left your credit card somewhere, or you left some information out, somebody stole your mail, or whatever it is that you think that you might be a victim of fraud, the first place you want to go each and every time if you're looking for yourself is to inquiries. All of these inquiries, the hard pulls, when people are seeking to get credit in your name or you are seeking to get credit, they're going to show up on inquiries and they're going to show up in this particular place first. Unfortunately, a lot of people seem to think that if I go look into my accounts, all the accounts that are on my credit report, then that's going to show me, I don't have an account with this particular company, so this is one of the fraud things that happened to me. Those accounts don't show up right away. They can be 2, 3, 4 months down the line before they actually show up on your credit report. Just an example for me. Last time I sold a home and bought a home, I did it within like a 7-day range. Sold my house, closed on my new home like 7 days later. The new home did not show up on my credit report for